Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Stuff I Like channel. This is Chris, and today we are going to be talking about accessories for your Apple Watch. And as you can see, I am doing some hand modeling here and currently showing off what we're going to be talking about today, which is the watch bands that you can get from Amazon. 2 out of the 3 and 3 out of the 4 in total bands that I have are third-party, some might call them knockoff watch bands, inexpensive bands from Amazon, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the ones I have and what I think about them today. So first and foremost, let's check out this guy. This would be the sport band that will come with your Apple Watch if you decide to purchase an Apple Watch or if you already have one. This is like a silica. It's if you've seen a Fitbit or any other kind of fitness tracker, that's kind of the type of band that you're getting here. I personally have a hard time with these types of bands because they irritate my skin a little bit. The rubberiness just doesn't work for me, and frankly, I think they're somewhat uncomfortable. They don't lay as flat as they could sometimes. They don't look great in a business setting all the time. And so I decided at the same time that I bought my watch that I needed some extra bands for different settings, and because I knew I wouldn't like this sport band. So I will wear this if I'm being active. Some of the other bands are not great for perspiration and moisture. So this is this is the active band. But it's not the everyday band for me. So, all right, let's get that out of here. Let's look at band number 2. This band, purchased from Amazon, it's a company called Clockwork Synergy. Clockwork Synergy actually has a very nice website outside of Amazon where they sell bands for a number of watches, including the Apple Watch. So this is a heavy nylon fabric, and it is heavier than the cheap nylon bands you'll see out there. It's called their NATO, is what they call it. This is in an olive green. This is kind of my outdoorsy, casual, summertime t-shirt kind of watch band. It is very durable. It has really nice hardware. It's got double loops. They're really kind of firm on the band, so it's, as you can see, they stand up on their own. It fits well. Big thing with Apple Watch bands are the magnets. How do the magnets fit? These magnets fit pretty well. They are, they're well made, and the magnets hold. I haven't had any issues with that. Same with this magnet. I have not had any issues getting these magnets into the watch itself, and if you don't know, they connect at either end of the watch. So this one is, right now I think it's $16. I think I paid over $20 for it maybe a month and a half ago when I bought it. So I think this has actually gone down in price. I checked it today, and it's a good band for casual wear. So there you go, the Clockwork Synergy. Third on the list this is from a company called Jisoncasse, Jisoncasse, I think is how you spell it. Also from Amazon. Different kind of feel. Obviously, this is my leather option. It's clearly not, it may be a genuine leather, but it's not a fine, genuine leather. I do wear this one more than the others. This is the one I wear to work. This is the one I typically wear on a daily basis. As you can see, after a little more than a month, maybe 6 weeks of use, it has some wear and tear. It's not terrible. I've had cheap bands for other watches where this piece has really just gone to hell within a couple of weeks. This one has not. I mean, it holds. It's holding its shape. It's staying intact pretty well so far. But I suspect after a couple more months of use, this is going to split, and I'm going to need a new watch band. That being said, this one was $19. It's still $19. It's nice. I think the leather does have a good look to it. This is the brown, obviously. The hardware is okay, not as nice as the Clockwork Orange, and it has some Kind of ridiculous little branding there, so that's not great, but it stays. You know, I've never had a problem with these breaking off or breaking loose or anything. The magnets are okay. Again, not as good as the Clockwork Orange. There's a little bit of play in these bands. I mean, it's just ever so slightly, and sometimes with the Apple Watch, there'll be a little play in it for the first, couple times you move it, and then it'll kind of catch, and that's kind of what happens. I believe one of these little rubber pads on the opposite side of the magnet had a little rip in it as well. So not perfect, but for the price point, for those of you who don't know, Apple Watch bands from the manufacturer run in the $150 and up range. $150 is about as cheap as they come. So that's out of the question for me. So the watch was expensive enough. So for a $20 leather band, this is a good option. I would buy it again, and I probably will need to one of these days. So last but not least, this band is actually, I was surprised to see, unavailable on the site, Amazon, as of today. This is what Apple calls the Milanese loop. It's not supposed to be, all right, I have to fix this. I'm OCD. It's not supposed to be off center like that, but as you can see, it's kind of a metal mesh material. This is a very lightweight. This band can basically fold up or roll up into a little ball. I'm not going to try to take it off on camera right now, but if you know what these kind of bands, it's very flexible, it's very light. Good thing about it is it can get super tight on your wrist. That magnet is very significant. It can get tight on your wrist. You can leave it a little bit looser like I have it now, where it's a little bit looser, or you can really cinch it down if you are being active or running. And running in this won't be a problem because that metal can, you can rinse that off. This band is well made. The magnets are good. What I have had some trouble with this back piece where there's some peeling. I hope you can see that along the edges there. That's the one thing I've had an issue with. But this is a good band, and if you're wearing a dress shirt where your cuff might catch your watch face, this is good because it's very low profile on your wrist. I mean, there's no bulge or no bulk in that band. That's not completely necessary. So it's a good band. It's a little bit mid formal, I think. You can wear it to the office or not. So yeah, that's that. So those are the 3 aftermarket bands and the one band that is approved by the manufacturer that I have for the Apple Watch. Unlike a lot of guys, I have the 38 millimeter because I do not have huge wrists, and I didn't want a large watch face when I could go with something smaller that is $100 cheaper, and I don't have much of a need for the 42. I think it's fine with the 38, so that's what I have. The watch itself, I would recommend. I had a Fitbit Blaze before this, and I've had a cheaper smartwatch, and this is the gold standard. So I hope you guys get some of these cheap but effective, nice looking watch bands from Amazon, and give it a like or a share or a review, and we'll see you again soon.